Hey everybody, what's going on? We're in the Key Arena in Seattle, Washington, as we have the go home, the final episode of Friday Night SmackDown before the Royal Rumble. Before we begin, I like to say this is your last chance to enter in to the ultimate fan experience. The wheel will be spinned at Royal Rumble. We will have ourselves a winner. All things, come to an end. Chimmy Chimmy Bang Bang, all kinds of Goldust movie reference line quotes. I don't know where I was going with that, but fuck it, whatever, who cares. Here's Big E and Chris Harris. Braden Walker gets his brains submitted out by Big E in a pre-show match. Just trying to get Big E over, because, Big E was on the roster by this point, so I figured I'd try to get him, over to try and have, especially since we lost some mid, he could be a good lower mid-card guy, at least at the opening of his career. And we have Jack Swagger team with Lord Tensei take on Lince Dorado, who I forgot, Tyler Breeze was still a face. So I brought up a face guy from FCW, and they have excellent, great chemistry when teaming together. So, yeah. Lince Dorado and Tyler Breeze. Interesting little tag team there, but Jack Swagger still defeats Lince Dorado with the ankle lock, snaps his fucking ankle in half. As you would. And next we just have some segments to open up the show, as we will see their main event, Goldust and Samoa Joe teaming up to take on Cena and Sheamus. Plus we have Mark Henry versus Zack Ryder, the winner of that absolutely prestigious match. Let me just check my notes real quick here. I've kind of changed the booking around a little bit. Nope, that's not it. Sorry about the... I did write this down on paper. I am old school. It'd be great if I could find it, you idiot. That'd be fantastic if I could. I guess I will never goddamn find it. So how are you doing today? Sorry about the fucking paper shuffling. Son of a bitch, where did I freaking put it? Hold on a second. This is the right notebook, right? Oh my god, if this is the wrong notebook, I'm actually gonna cry. Oh, here it is. Wow, that was a long-ass time when I wrote it down. Quick check up over here. And yes, so the winner of this match gets into the Royal Rumble. The other will not be able to be in the Royal Rumble, and that will be Zack Ryder and Mark Henry. These two have been feuding on and off for a long time, so obviously that's going to be a big deal there. And we open up the show in a decent match as Colt Cabana and Perfect Fortunes take on Frankie Xavier and Sabre's Perfection. As Colt Cabana hits Colt 45 on a Damien Sandow for the win, the champions beat the challengers on their way to that. Normally you wouldn't want to do that, but fuck it, I couldn't honestly give a fuck. Trying to see in genuine performance. Any improvements? Dolph Ziggler and Ted DiBiase still absorbing knowledge like it's coming out of their asshole. Was somehow Ted DiBiase's gimmick is stale. Let me write that down. So it was Ted plus Swagger. New gimmicks. As you can see there. And then Madison Lane takes down Zelina Vega in an awesome match where she performed great, bringing the fans back down after a shining Yakuza kick. And we open up to the segment as we see women's general manager Trish Stratus talking to Astra Dunla and AJ Lee. They signed papers. There's not really much here. It's just a standard contract signing. A lot of tension between these two women, these two divas. We don't use the word women because it's 2014. 2016 we'll get up on that. But there's a lot of tension there, and no members of the Coven are to interfere at the Royal Rumble match for the Divas title. And then we have another squash match, a lot of squash match SmackDown. Trying to just get some people on the show that haven't really booked. Feel a little bad. Xavier Woods defeats Derrick Bateman in 644 with a Lost in the Woods. Derrick Bateman, I'm trying to get him a little bit over, especially on Superstars and stuff. At least a mid-card status for now would be a good aspect there. But Xavier Woods picks up the win regardless. You know, it's good Derrick Bateman's on the show, period, as well as Xavier Woods, who hasn't been on for a while. And then we cut back as the tag team champions cut a promo on the Saviors of Jobbing, basically make fun of them, call them dumbasses, and saying that, you know, they are definitely more focused on the Shield than the Sabres of Perfection, but they haven't forgotten about them. And at Royal Rumble, they will be walking out of the event with their tag team titles held up high and prove to the world that they still have perfect fortunes. Batista, who has decently improved from that kind of match he had, all things considered, especially 82 and even a squash match. Fucking eats Lord Humongous's ass in 547 with a spine buster. So Batista, the member of the Dynasty, kind of the failed project of the Dynasty. They basically told him, hey, go enforce rule on SmackDown. And by enforce rule on SmackDown, he seems to just not really give a shit. Further cracks in the Dynasty? Are they really cracks at all? We'll have to see. And then we see before it cuts to commercial break, we see John Cena preparing in his locker room with Sheamus, and Sheamus comes out, and all he really says is, you know, he understands Cena. He's not going to get in his way. And he will literally go only after Samoa Joe, since he knows John Cena wants to face Goldust. But he says he will do that if he does him a favor. And John Cena seems to be listening, and as we cut to the match. And in a 90 match, good match overall, Zack Ryder hits a Rough Rider on a Mark Henry in 1909 to pick up a win and earn himself a spot in the Royal Rumble, while Mark Henry, unfortunately, will not be there. It is should know. I just want to check to see if, match length. So this match could have even been even better, but still a good match overall. Zack Ryder does the call me sign on the way up to the ring. He does the shoulder shrug, all his signature Zack Ryder motifs. As Mark Henry says that he doesn't deserve to be a champion, let alone to be in the Royal Rumble. And, basic heat there. And as we cut back, John Cena and Sheamus beat the blood piss out of Drew McIntyre. If you did not watch last week, you should. But if you are lazy, I'm just kidding, I love all my viewers. Sheamus was fighting Samoa Joe in their second matchup, and the score has been tied when Drew McIntyre basically was paid money by Sheamus to interfere in the match, and he didn't even show up. So they beat the shit out of Drew as revenge. Unfortunately, Drew is looking bad. Will he make the Royal Rumble? We do not know. As we cut to our main event match. In a 91A, I'm trying to see. Basic overall good match. Trying to see who. Goldust, obviously, on the lower end there. But Sheamus seemed off his game as well. But, what can you do? Sheamus and John Cena defeat Samoa Joe and Goldust win. John Cena hits the STF on Samoa Joe. He's unable to power out. He tries his best. We make Samoa Joe look strong by taking him a while. But Sheamus does, he thinks about should he interfere, but he does, and he hits Goldust before he can break up the pin. And he is able to cinch in the STF and make Samoa Joe pass out. And after that, after a little bit of stirring on Samoa Joe, Sheamus looks to try and beat him up, but Drew McIntyre walks out ready to beat Sheamus's punk ass, and these two brawl. Samoa Joe eventually recuperates a little bit. He's very wobbly, but he goes in on to beat fucking Sheamus's ass as well. And John Cena kind of just watches this. He just watches silently, holding the World Heavyweight Championship as he's done. That's kind of the motif of John Cena. When all of a sudden he spun around, bang! Goldust hits him with the final cut. And he just looks at John Cena. John Cena's down for the first time in what feels like years. And Goldust picks up the World Heavyweight Championship. And he looks at it. And he looks at the fans. All 17,000 of them, and he raises the belt up, and they go fucking ape shit. Goldust may just have a shot at beating John Cena as we end the show. 92A, great way to end off the hype of the Royal Rumble, and I will see you guys for the Royal Rumble.